Once again, we get the power panel, Hoon.
Absolutely, my favorite panel.
So Hoon and I have been running the Bridge series since the pandemic, and what we try to do is cover different topics that are relevant to the industry, and we bring together 3 leaders from across the globe to share their perspective. So we started with, during the pandemic, when talent was really a challenge for the industry, we moved on to product development, more recently responsible AI, and today we're talking about technology.
Well, we're talking about new age travel tech, so we want to start off with a wordplay, all right? So very quickly, give me one keyword that you associate with new age travel tech. Mike.
Frictionless for me.
Damian.
Agility for me.
Agile?
Agility.
Agility?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Pete, what about you? Are you intelligent? Pete, what about you?
My word is transformative.
Okay. Mine is virgin.
Virgin?
Virgin territory. We're in new territory. Okay, let's go to the first polling. The audience ready for the polling? Okay, so, all right, so we're asking you, what is the most exciting application of new age travel tech? So to the panelists here, can you pick one that you feel most passionate about, you're most excited about? So Ross, do you want to start with which one?
Yeah, first one. I mean, using Gen AI and the power of the LLM systems, what you can build on top of them to help give better recommendations and advice. Yeah.
Okay. Damian?
For me, it's the first one also, generative AI for recommendations and advice.
Okay.
I better go for something different. So I'm going to go for private LLMs because I think it kind of touches all elements of the business, and the impact that it can have is pretty profound. I think, it covers everything from better analytics to better security and just helping people to do their job in a much more efficient way and helping the customer, which is key.
Okay. Well, what is the audience saying? So 42% agree with Ross, I think 42%, and Damian. And you're in the minority there, Mike.
I am.
But you're used to that. So.
It's a good place to be.
All right.
Opportunity. An opportunity we're not seeing.
It's interesting, though, agentic AI, I think, is some of what we're seeing earliest, right? So the task automation, it seems like that's something that's really coming out off the gate, and people are really starting to lean into it. So the next polling question is, pick one you are super excited about or add to the list. What is the biggest promise of new age travel tech? Cost savings, more free time from humans, save the planet from human greed and growth, enable more people to travel to create a better world, or more reliable product offerings? Mike, you want to jump in first?
Yeah, look, for me, I would go for the more reliable products because I think that's a huge stimulus to everything else in travel. I think the better the product is, it just enhances everything. It lifts all tides. So for me, if AI can influence and create better products, more seamless for customers to book, I think that's a very good foundation.
Damian?
I will go with cost savings. I think that, so at least what we are seeing in Despegar, our ability to be even more efficient, effective and efficient in all our interactions with customers.
So does that mean less developers needed to do what you need to do, or?
No, not necessarily. I think first there's an increasing in the quality of service we provide, and there's a shifting of resources from some areas into others. And I expect even to invest more resources into technology.
So doing more with less.
Into more automated tasks and customer service type of tasks. Right. That's what we are seeing.
Ross?
Yeah, I think biggest promise is really to make better and more reliable products. Travel is still, frankly, too complicated. It's too hard, and the AI-powered systems are going to be a huge weapon to help us solve a lot of these pain points throughout the whole journey.
They are so practical.
So practical.
Productivity, cost savings, reliable product offerings. What about peace and travel? More free time to travel, for people to travel, to create a better world, right? So if you had more free time, Ross, what would you do?
Probably start another company.
Start another company.
I would travel more.
You would travel more?
I would travel more for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think travel, you know, if you have more free time, it's a great, you know, new experiences. There's so many places still. You know, Saudi Arabia, we've seen a lot showcased about that. It's an area I have not been to visit yet. So I think there's lots of new horizons there for us to visit.
Okay, so we've painted a picture of possibly a better world, more free time for humans, for all of us to travel. So now let's talk about the different models that are based on your different cultures and markets, right? So Damian, if you can share with us a quirk about the Latin American market that you're solving for with a unique product innovation.
Sure. What gets us more excited these days is certainly Sophia, our generative AI travel assistant. We launched it in April, and I must say, nothing against Brett, but if you test it, we are way ahead of some of the leading brands in that. Actually, Sophia has been picked the best travel assistant among all OTAs. It's not only that we use LLMs to really interact effectively with customers, but we enhance it with putting our visual components on the right-hand side of the page. So you keep interacting, not only texting, but orally, while you see on display, on the biggest portion of your screen, all the pictures and images of the destination you want to go. So we are seeing our number of conversations and interactions with Sophia skyrocketing. We're at 200,000 per month at the moment.
And conversions have gone up?
Conversions in those conversations are at least 2 times the ones that enter our website.
You know, it's interesting. Just now during the session with Brett Pressline, they were talking about the penny chatbot, and Ross and I were basically saying, why aren't there visuals on the chat? Because people are so visual.
You have them there.
Exactly.
That's been available since April. The issue is not many people look at Latin America, and we're particularly proud. That was totally in-house developed by our team. And as I said, someone that look around, some Wall Street analysts say, guys, we are doing something that's better than everybody else.
Maybe it's a nuance, you know, based on the market.
Visual, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
You know how we did it? Because that's the beauty of having multi-channels. We have even an offline offering in Latin America. A significant portion of Latin American travel is still bought offline. So we look at how the travel agent interacted with the consumer. And you know what they did? When they were in a store, they opened their PC screen or the tablet. So this is where I'm going to send you. And this is the hotel, and the person physically there got really excited. So if we keep it just to typing or we keep it just to texting, that's not going to make it.
Okay.
So we try to replicate the real human travel agent.
All right.
I mean, I think voice is an interesting new channel, but if you've got a perfectly good smartphone in front of you, I think you should be better off augmenting the native app that the user's already got, layering over some additional intelligence rather than just using a simple voice. I mean, it's relatively low bandwidth and efficient compared to a rich visual interface. Right?
Totally agree.
So let's jump into the Middle East and Southeast Asia. So Ross, you're converting from meta search to more of the transactional side. So are you losing the battle to Google Flights, or is it just not work in the region?
So we're not scrapping the meta search model, we're evolving it. So, Wego, we're primarily mobile app. About 80% of our bookings come off the apps. And, we're evolving. We're still a rich, vibrant marketplace. We think about a bit like Amazon or Alibaba, right? So marketplace, lots of sellers. We just happen to be one of the sellers in that marketplace. So if you want to book, you can do it with us. And, we remember your data, your payment information from session to session, and it's relatively frictionless.
So is it becoming less expensive to add the support that's required to service direct transactions?
Yeah, I mean, I think like most companies in the booking game, we've got a big AI customer service initiative at the moment. We've got 150 agents at the moment. We grow our bookings, our OTA business grew about 150% this year. We added about 100 agents. I'm hoping that we're going to be able to cap that and sort of bring it down. The objective is by middle of this year, the first 80% of the customer service queries we should be able to fully automate. So whether you want to change your ticket, cancel it, get a refund, change the PNR, like all of that should be automated. A lot of work, but
Okay, so let's go to Mike then, because you basically want to give suppliers, you know, like car rental companies or even airlines, with the tech to go direct and bypass people like them, right? You want to cut them out, get the customer to book direct with the supplier. So why do you think this is important, and what tech is available now that wasn't available before to enable this to happen?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, the critical thing is customers want to book through many different channels. So a preference for a lot of customers is to book direct if they can. And we felt that those direct bookings weren't being well served with the technologies that were there, and that there was a gap in the market. So what we're trying to do is to facilitate and allow car rental companies, and for other products as well, to form direct relationships with airlines and other travel companies that they want to work with. And that we're simply providing the technology and providing the platform, and that feeds back business intelligence to them, how they can refine their product, and then we're overlaying that as well with loyalty and other elements. So we're bringing a very strong proposition there to allow them to have direct relationships, and the results have been very, very strong.
So huge appetite for your technology from the suppliers then, huge appetite.
Yes, and you know, it's something that, you know, change and introducing something new to the market takes a little bit of time. And the more data we get, it supports that this is a very strong channel for them to form direct relationships and to be able to seamlessly offer their product to the customers and to own the customer. And that's really, really important.
So 1 to 10, how concerned are you about disruptors like his coming in to give suppliers the opportunity for direct connectivity? 1 to 10. 1 least concerned, 10 most concerned.
I mean, we kind of already do it with the meta model, so
Okay.
2.
2.
1, we've already
We
completed.
don't care what you want.
No,
There's enough room for everyone.
You do what you
That's
want.
the point. That's the point.
The customer will speak, and
Exactly.
the customer will have the final word. And look, customers will book through many different channels, and it's what's appropriate at the time that they're booking different products.
Okay.
So innovation, we're talking, you know, now, today, innovation. So innovation has to stand the test of time. So let's kind of peer out 5 years into the future. You know, what do you need or want to ensure that your current model stands the test of time? Maybe Ross, you can chime in here first, because, you know, you've got a lot of data. You're really, you know, focused on the customer.
Yeah.
What is it that's going to show you that your model is going to stand the test of time?
Yeah, I mean, very, very hard to predict, right? So
Yeah.
things are moving super fast at the moment, you know, increasingly exponential. So, I mean, we're doing a few things. Like, big theme for next year is just automate everything, you know, across the entire business. Like, all of the post-booking stuff I already talked about, but, you know, across the finance team, across the, you know, the marketing team, across the, you know, the supply like everything. And the, you know, the AI tools we've got to work with are sort of a big catalyst for that. I think anybody in the travel game should be like taking a new look at their APIs and sort of, you know, surfacing, you know, all the different proprietary data sets that the, you know, the various AIs are going to need to get in and help people make decisions. So, you know, and to make them easily discoverable. You know, make sure your documentation is like really simple and easy to understand by an AI. So we're doing that. And then some of the, you know, the block and tackling stuff from, you know, the past is going to continue in the future, right? The new gatekeepers are going to look a lot like the old gatekeepers, and, you know, business development, relationships, you know, working those relations is still going to be part of the, you know, getting, you know, your brand, your products in front of the, you know, the consumers. So.
Okay. You know, one of the findings, we had a think tank in Singapore, with Singapore, right? And one of the key recommendations that came out was how to really, instead of just embedding AI into your tech stack, but to actually let AI lead your tech stack so it becomes Gen UI. You know, and I wonder if that's something that you're thinking about, you know, to think about having your model stand the test of time in 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we're looking at, but I think we go back to, you know, one of the key limitations on the industry today is the APIs and the legacy stacks that are there. So for me, that's a critical part that needs to be completely changed. Like we all talk about technical debt, and it's having a huge limitation on what can be achieved. So you have the new technologies available, including AI, LLMs, but you have these barriers and restrictions that are still, I would say, suffocating us in many ways. So for true innovation to really come to the forefront now over the next 5, 10 years, we have to fix those barriers. Otherwise, we won't see, and there will be disruption, and it's something we'll get onto later in the panel, but I think there will be true disruption there, because people who fail to solve for this will get left behind completely.
Right, so it's not about like fixing things within your company, it's actually like fixing things industry-wide. And I think in your conversation yesterday with Amadeus, one key theme that came through was we must collaborate to address this technical debt, right? You know, before any kind of innovation can happen to take the industry forward. How are things in Latin America? Do you have a huge technical debt as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, we are small parts of a very large travel chain which technologically is not integrated. And if you look at the whole travel experience, it's still very, very cumbersome, very painful. To how many times, at least in Latin America, you show your ID card or you have to present your records. It's still a hassle. We're not integrated. Maybe AI provides us with an opportunity, combined with other technologies like blockchain, in order to make travel a much more pleasant experience. We are doing travel very pleasant in our own tiny paces within that chain, but still very low. This is a great opportunity ahead of us. We see AI as a transformative opportunity to really play a larger and more important role.
All right, so we have time, let's do our debate, right? And
Yes.
Pete, you are the timekeeper. So each of them have 1 minute to pitch to you a proposition, right? And then you will, by old-fashioned applause, decide who's the winner. So the debate, the proposition is, this moment in time is ripe for true disruption, a time to slay giants. All right, so Mike, you go 4.
You and me.
Stand up.
Okay, the travel industry is ripe for disruption. This is the moment to slay giants who cling to outdated technology and practices. The advent of AI and LLMs present an unprecedented opportunity to revolutionize travel. But true disruption demands more than just a superficial facelift. We must address the fundamental issues plaguing the industry, legacy tech models which stifle innovation and limit our ability to truly delight customers. Now is the time to embrace new technologies, right the wrongs of the past, and remove the technical debt that holds us back. This is how we create new joints and relegate outdated models to history. Removing these barriers enables the creation of seamless, transparent booking experiences where customers get what they want directly from the brands they trust. Embrace disruption, think long-term, and dare to be different. Complacency is a death sentence in this era of rapid change. Stand still and you become easy prey. The future belongs to those who seize the moment, think big, and create new joints.
All right.
Hey, everybody, did you hear him? Was he convincing? All right, Damian.
No, I'm going to be short.
You are going to go against, right?
Was I?
You are arguing against.
No, I'm 4. I'm 4.
Oh, you're 4.
I'm 4, so I don't know if I have much to add, but
Okay.
totally convinced that this is a transformational time. New technology should allow us not only, as I said before, do better our part of the travel experience, but integrate much better what's ahead of us. It's a time in which technology not only will change the way we interact with the consumer, but it will change business models. And getting back to the previous question, we at Despegar are not looking to preserve or defend our business model. We are looking at the new technology as an opportunity to radically change our business model. We expect to be a completely different company in 2 to 3 years, thanks to the new technologies available.
All right. Ross, you have no choice but to go against.
All right.
All right.
So, you know, all the next gen technology is going to be incredibly disruptive, and I think, you know, within our industries sort of defined by the people that come to this conference. There is room for a lot of shake-ups, but the people that make the most money from our sector will continue to make the most money from our sector, and that is Google. Indirectly, it's Apple through their Google licensing deal, Meta, Facebook, and these people are going to be they're largely the gatekeepers of today. They will be the gatekeepers of tomorrow. Siri on your iOS devices, Google Assistant, or whatever Google ends up calling it on your Android devices, whatever Windows uses, these are going to be gatekeepers. They will figure out how to charge us for exposure. The biggest travel companies are the ones starting off with the most capital, so they're probably in pole position. But I think there is actually like some of the symbiotic relationships between the booking guys and Google. Google.
All right. Okay, let's get a vote for 4 and against. Okay.
Yes, let's do a vote for 4. Who is for? And that was Mike and Damian.
Tech clap for 4.
Oh no. How about against?
Against. Sounds like an equal battle, right? Equal fight. So we don't know. Unknown. Virgin territory. All right, so I'm going to wrap up. Pete, you're part of my panel now.
Yeah.
I want you to complete the sentence, okay? Oh, no. Mike, the next biggest thing to happen in loyalty will be?
I think there'll be a new ecosystem for loyalty where lots of loyalty programs come together. They use that as a real stimulus to cross-sell to their existing customers and hopefully remove some of the spend away from Google and lots of others. So they have great programs today. They have their own direct customers, but they need to basically create a full ecosystem where they benefit and get the true benefits from that.
Okay.
Ross, the next biggest thing to happen in air retailing will be?
Yeah, so I think you're going to see a whole bunch of interfaces similar to what we currently have, but radically augmented with extra intelligence over the top to help people make smarter choices faster across all platforms.
Okay.
Damian, the next biggest thing to happen in the OTA space will be?
Is how AI will transform the shopping experience.
Shopping.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want you to imagine the future. Imagine that you are mid-journey, and I say imagine prompt. What if? What if? What if? What if?
What if what?
What if anything? What if?
Such a Siew Hoon question.
What if Google didn't exist?
Yeah. Exactly, okay. Good for you,
Would the
Mike.
world be a better
Damian,
place?
what if?
What if the way to generate traffic in a new era is radically different?
Yeah.
Who will own the traffic?
What if?
What if the suppliers had unlimited data?
Yeah, what if we finally get personalized travel products? Wouldn't that be good?
That would be a good future. All right, so rapid fire. Ross, Damian. If I could make a wish of the AI genie right now, I'd ask for?
Friction-free travel, shopping, booking.
Okay.
Absolutely. Eliminate the hassles and the pain points of current travel experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike, Pete, in 5 years, we will be talking about?
I actually think we'll be talking about new companies. I do believe that there is a huge opportunity now for disruption and for a huge change in the industry. So I do believe that there will be a new Netflix of the industry, and I believe there will be some blockbusters as well. So, yeah.
We'll be talking about Netflix and a few blockbusters.
No, I think we'll be talking about similar to how Netflix came into an industry.
Disruptive model.
I'll build on that. So
Yeah.
I think we've seen these startups, that are founded during these times of major disruption, Airbnb, Uber, challenging times in the market. So I think in 5 years, there's going to be a company that's coming out of this time that's really going to be accelerating.
Okay.
In 5 years, we're talking about AI superintelligence and whole economies and cultures ripped apart and put back together. So I think maybe bigger themes than what we normally deal with at Phocuswright.
Yeah.
Wow. I look forward to that.
All right. In 10 years, we've got about 30 seconds left. In 10 years, we would have forgotten Ross.
NDC.
How
Damian?
to type, perhaps.
What was that?
How to type.
How to type. Mike?
Connected trips. I think it'll be completely different. It'll be, we'll have a completely new terminology that will better reflect what the customer wants.
Great. Let's thank Ross, Damian, and Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.